Hey guys, so this is going to be a quick stream. I just want to recap yesterday what I was talking about. We're going to go through a few of these charts. So, and by the way guys, if you do want to sign up for these charts, let me give you the link. You can access these charts 24/7. Got to get the website address up here. So if you do want to sign up, guys, here's the link. $39 a month, get access to all the Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metal charts, access to the Discord and my Twitter, which is private. If you want a lifetime content, be the contact page. So I told you that yesterday I expected the Dow to start having a correction. The Dow started pushing up. I said pay attention to this point here around 35,000. That's where I was kidding. I said if it pushed above that, I'd close my channel. I did expect this to come back down. I was getting a little worried, but you can see we're back down below this orange ring. This is where I expected to have a potentially have a correction. If you notice, the Nasdaq did come down. So I want to go over a couple of these charts. Some of these charts I had up yesterday. I want to show you yesterday's live stream. Let me move this over the screen right here. So if you'll notice, and I didn't cover the A1 chart yesterday. We were covering the other charts, but I would like to point out, and again, this was yesterday's live stream if you want to check it out. It's like 5 hours long. This is 4 hours, 34 minutes in. I'm just random points. But if you'll notice right here on the A1 chart, when we dropped, notice that this wick came down. Again, A1 chart right here. The wick came down perfectly. I mean, literally right to the tick, right here at 53,508. So that's why I say always have up different charts. Have up the A1 chart, the B1, C1, D1, and E1. We're going to cover all those charts. But we got a perfect wick right here. Right here at this fib channel line. So your current support right now on this chart, guys, write these numbers down. Your current support right now is going to be 54,356. According to this chart, if we push up, your resistance could be around 58,279. So let's go through some of these charts that were shown on the website. Shown on the live stream. So notice the D1 chart, notice I have the C1 chart and the B1 chart, and I have arrows pointing to these lines right below. All of these targets matched. So if we go back and we look, so this is the D1 chart. I noticed where price was. This is where the previous video, previous live stream, I said this is where you would short. And take note this arrow here. This was at 60,000. So right here, this is the D1 chart, guys. Just showing you how this played out. So right up here was around 60,000, and I had this arrow here, right? Saying that if we came down, that's where you find support. And notice we found support right there. We wicked below it, but we came back up as support on this fib channel line. So again, all of your price targets, whether it's altcoins or Bitcoin, all of your price targets are already mapped out. You know if you drop below this point, you know that your next support level is going to be right here. Or if it's further out, your next support level will be right here. I got the wrong arrow, hold on. Your next support level will be right here. Again, that's to say always reference different charts. All of these fib channel lines will be respected. So that was the D1 chart. Again, so here's the C1 chart. I had this line referenced right here. Notice we came down. We did come down below it. That's why I said reference different charts. Notice this chart nailed the bottom. This chart nailed the actual wick that came down to know when to buy in. But you see support pushed back up above the D1 chart. And support is currently pushing up back above. This is the C1 chart, guys. We did come down, we found support, we're pushing up. So I would like to point out right now, pay attention to this right here. This is the 21 exponential daily moving average. That is our current resistance. If we get above that, obviously we have targets to look at the upside. Again, you know, this is one target to watch, 60,569. But we do have to get above this 21 daily exponential moving average. You can see how we have been respecting this. Support became resistance, resistance, and it became more support, more support. We broke it, now it's resistance. So as long as we're below this, if we come down and break this support, or this support here, then we're heading down to some lower targets. We're going to cover some other charts as well. This is also, this is the B1 chart right here. Move this up. I didn't plan this very well, guys. Just want to update you real quick. So again, like I said, you know, that was support. Let's cover Ethereum. So if you watched yesterday's live stream, I said, guys, right here, you see where it says 4,208. I said this would be a good point to short. If we go further in the stream, we were right at it. I said, guys, do any of you recall me? Oh, thanks. Yeah, I need to turn that on. Appreciate that. So yeah, I've been talking this whole time. I just now turned the little red mic light on. Do you guys remember yesterday I was saying short Ethereum at 4,208? Any of you take that short? If you did, you did very well. So you can see where Ethereum was. I had this marked off and another arrow. Just like these arrows on these charts. Said if we come down, this is your support on the D1 chart. This is your support on the C1 chart, support on the B1 chart. And I said this is where you short 4,208. Let's look at Ethereum. So right here, when we made contact, it was at 4,208 to the tick. You can see we did get a crazy wick that came down right here. This wick came all the way down right here. But look where we pushed back up, right back to this point where I had this arrow. It said 3,890, and right here, let me make this larger. So 3,890, that ended up being support. We did push below it. Guys, there's a lot of wicks to stop people out on the way up and down. But when price starts, equalizing, leveling out, you'll start noticing how well price will start respecting these fib channel lines. You notice back here, you have a lot of wicks, up above, below, below, up above. But this pretty much is your resistance. Then it flipped as support, and we pushed up to the next resistance above. So that's how Ethereum played out. If you shorted, you did pretty good. That was a short of, well, if you stayed in your short, that was over 13%. But just to the support I gave you was right here. That was like over, that was 6.5%. This was, let's see, that was Ethereum. Oh, so BNB, this is supposed to be BNB right here. Hold on. Where was BNB at? All right, so this is Binance Coin. Look, you see this arrow right here? This is 6,000. This is 681. I said if we come down, your support is this this ring right here. If you'll notice, that's where you found support. We did get a wick that came down, but look where your support was, guys. So look, if you push up, you know where your resistance is. Your resistance is right here. If you push up, this is where you were short, $679. I gave a target. Well, I didn't show the targets on the actual stream, but you can see right here where the arrow is. And we came down and we found support right here and pushed back up. This is Dogecoin, and I can play a clip of this for you real quick. Hold on. And Dogecoin, let's zoom in on it. Remember, your resistance right up here and this ribbon we've been respecting. You have to get above 54.5 cents before you can expect a pump. That is your resistance. So it could do this, possibly get rejected, but if we stay above this line, and we break above this fib channel line right here, you expect to get a pump. So I was covering Dogecoin. I said, look, if we stay below this ring, we were writing right down this yellow ring. I said, if we stay below this ring and drop below support, we can go down much lower. But I said, at any point we cross this ring, and especially the fib channel line, we get a pump. And look how Dogecoin played out. We moved right down this ring. Found a support, got resistance, we broke below it, it became resistance, and then now it's actually currently resistance. But notice when we cross, as soon as we crossed this ring, that's what I said, once you cross this ring, this might be a point too long. So had you taken that long, guys, this played out each time, cross the fib channel line, push up, cross the ring and the fib channel line. So had you longed right here, you could have longed 22.5%. That was Binance Coin. Let's see, and the Dow Jones, guys. So the Dow Jones, this is what's so crazy. Now I knew going by previous rings. I told you back here. This was where I was expecting to have a crash back in March. And they released a stimulus package. I was expecting this to get topped out of this orange ring. And I said the next point to get topped out was right here. Notice we did push above this orange ring on the Dow Jones by what, over 1.5%. So again, we did push above it. We pushed above it by a little more than what, 1.77%, but I knew this was likely to be a top based on this fib circle. Every time we hit one of these rings, we get rejected. This happened right here. It happened right here. It became support, resistance, support. So not using technicals, not looking at what's going on in the news, just using a fib circle told me this was likely a point that we would be coming down. And you can see, and this is what I said, if we come down and we hold support on this ring and start pushing higher, we have more upside. If we come down and we are below this ring, if this becomes resistance, then we've already started our correction. As soon as we break this fib channel line, that's when we're coming down to hit these lower targets. So again, that's why I shorted the Dow. I did have contracts out for 30 days. So even if it pushes up, I'm okay. I'm actually in profit right now because it came back down below where I bought in. And I'm expecting much more downside. And I told you, if the Dow's coming down, the Nasdaq's coming down, other markets are coming down, Bitcoin's going to come down with it. And currently, you can see what's going on here. So we did find support right here on the D1 chart. So currently, your support right now to watch on this chart. Let me give you a price label here. So your current support that needs to hold is right here at 55,072. If that breaks, then we're coming down to test this support here. Either this line right here or this line here. On the C1 chart, again, watch your resistance, your current resistance. If we get above this, start getting bullish from more upside. Let me find my price label. So right here, this blue moving average. Right now, this is our resistance. And make it blue so it matches. Well, I'll just leave it white. But you can see this is coming out. This is our current resistance. If you get above 56,291, then start looking at these charts for more resistance levels to the upside. Obviously, if you push above and hold support above this 21 exponential daily moving average, you can be bullish for more upside. That's why I say load up a B1 chart, load up a C1 chart, A1 chart, D1 chart. Every single one of these lines will be respected. You come up, potentially you would put a short. If you push up and you hit this point, chance is short. If it starts pushing above it, get out of your short. You would short this point. If it comes down, this is where you would long. If it breaks, get out of your long. Comes down here, you would long from here. Again, you know where your support resistance levels are. So if you play a short from here, it's safer than shorting from here because you're in limbo. You're in the middle. You're no man's land. That's what these charts are for. They give you support and resistance levels. And that last live stream, I showed you exactly where to short and exactly where to long. And I'll read your comments in a sec, guys. I'm just going through some of these charts. And look how much the Dow's down. It's down 383 points. And again, it was all based on this one orange ring right here. So sometimes you have to give a little bit of time, but you can see it actually does play out. Yeah, it was Elon, huh? So you have any questions for me, guys? I can't tell you right now. I'd be very cautious with Dogecoin. It looks like this line is still resistance right now. So if you're asking me if I'd be bullish or bearish on Dogecoin, I would be bearish on Dogecoin. If you have access to the chart, if we do get above this point and hold support, maybe start getting bullish. But as long as they're below this yellow line of resistance, I would say bearish on Dogecoin. Ethereum, if we break, again, pay attention to this. If we break this support, if we break below 3,896, your next support level is going to be right here. And again, I hope you go back and watch the last live stream. I know for a fact this is where you'll catch a bounce. And if we drop below that, you'll catch a bounce down here. If we push up, your next resistance to watch is going to be 4,242. You can clearly see that right here. This will be your resistance because it was resistance to the tick right here, 4,202-ish. So if we push up, 4,248 would be your next resistance. Let's see, BNB, guys. BNB, as soon as we push up and hit $680, that's the point you would short. If you come down looking for a place to long, it'd be 626. And I'll give you this one. Your next support level below is 562. Would it be wise to wait on Dow to put in puts? I think you should have already put in your short. I mean, again, keep in mind, it'll come down, it'll push up. It could start dropping faster. I just know I was gambling on this ring right here. I was gambling. Because of this fib circle, I knew that every time we hit one of these orange rings, we would come down. A lot of people are very bullish. It pushed up way above, but you can see what's happening right now. It's coming down. Yeah, hey, I was doubting myself for a second. I saw it was pushing up, and if you watched the previous live stream, you hear how frustrated I was. I said, guys, if we get above right here, I'm closing down my channel. We did push above it briefly, but again, the way these charts are set up, and I do have tutorials, guys, if you want to learn how to create these charts for yourself. I have tutorials I narrate beginning to end teaching you this method of charting, which is basically fib channels and fib circles. But again, no technicals, just using this ring. I knew this ring was a point to get rejected. Yes, it pushed above it. I said, watch this point to get rejected. And if you go back and watch, I said that. I said, even though we got above this ring, it's likely we'll get rejected here. And I said, before market close, and this happens every day when there's a lot of volatility, if you have a lot of pumps in the morning, and notice the Dow was up like 300 points, something like that. It was insane. And I said, watch, 30 minutes before the markets close, U.S. markets close around 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, exactly 4 p.m. I said watch 30 minutes before, an hour before the market started coming down, and the Nasdaq had already dropped. 300 points, something like that. But yeah, so far it's playing out. But guys, I guess what I'm getting at is how this relates to Bitcoin. Yes, you can see Bitcoin currently a resistance we need to hold. We need to get above. It's 56,291. If we can't, as far as I'm concerned, we're going to get rejected and come down and touch lower targets. And that brings me to these charts right here. Again, as I mentioned in this previous videos, I think we are coming down to test ultimately. This is a resistance level right here. Pay attention to this resistance. Right here, this yellow line, this has been resistance going actually back since the 12th of March. Resistance, 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 flip to support, support, resistance, resistance, resistance with support. Now it's resistance. So if we cannot make it above this point, you know, we're coming down to test this neckline right here. This is the neckline. I don't know if this is going to be a head and shoulders. It looks like it's possible. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, we'll have to see. But this is the support level right here. So if we come down, this is where you find support, and look what's coming up on this neckline right here, the 21-week moving average. So it's very likely we're coming down to test this. And as I said, if that breaks, the point you want to buy is at this ring wherever you make contact. That's where I'll be buying. And for you that have access to these charts, that is the Bitstamp daily moving average is 300, 200, 100. It's actually called the E1 chart. I don't have an Ethereum Classic chart. There's a lot of charts people want. I just recently did Dogecoin because everybody was going friggin' nuts about it. And, you know, I did try to help you guys get out. You know, I said it was possible we were topped out or getting close to being topped out. And we did top out there. We dropped 45%. And I told you where to buy also. I said, guys, when we come down, I said the point you want to buy was right here. And we did wick below it, but you can see, I mean, this yellow line, that's where I said to buy. And the reason was because there's been support repeatedly. We had a lot of support, all this support on this yellow line right here. So that's why I said if we come down, that's where you want to buy. And that's why I'm saying if we stay below this yellow line, then that's going to be very bearish for Dogecoin. If we get above and hold support, you know, then get bullish. So again, I think this pretty much covers it. I'm just saying if the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq and the S&P are going to start correcting, just keep this in mind. I don't know how far we'll come down. I'm expecting us to have, at any point, you know, we could come down, we could find support right here on this blue ring. We could come down, find support, push back up, get rejected. But this is what I'm watching. Once we cross this point, this is when I expect us to have a major crash. Right now, we're just having a correction. But remember, when we had a COVID crash, when the Dow Jones specifically, it dropped over 30%. Bitcoin came down over 68%. So if we have a correction of, let's say, 20% with the markets, Bitcoin's going to come down around 40%. Bitcoin comes down twice as hard as the markets do. But Bitcoin is correlated with the U.S. markets. If you can't hear me, then I don't know what to tell you. I assume everyone else can. Turn your volume up. But I will tell you this, the 20-week moving average, it looks like it's probably going to be around 40, probably 47 to 48,000, somewhere around there. But I do think that will break. And again, I will be buying at this red ring. And I've showed you why. This red ring has been so much support and resistance, going way back. So I know for a fact if we break the 20-week, look, support, support, support. It was more support, resistance, resistance, flipped as support. Became support, we broke it, we dropped. We pushed back up, this red ring was resistance. Resistance, 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 resistance. It was resistance again, could not get above it. Came back down and tested the 20-week. I made a video about this. I said, guys, I expect us to get rejected. And it makes sense. I mean, you can only go on charts and look at what happened previously to decide what you're going to do. If every time we hit this ring we got rejected, it made sense that if we hit it this time, hey, well, this is a point you would short. But this time it changed. This time it was resistance, but it flipped as support. Okay, time to get bullish. you buy when it hits it. You buy when it hits it. You pushed up. So it just makes sense, guys. If we come down and if we break this 20-week moving average, this ring has been respected for, it's going back since 2017 when we peaked. I can show you that right now. Look, follow this ring all the way back. Right here. This is where we peaked in 2017. This is resistance going way back. And then it became support and resistance up to where we're currently at. So I know if we come down and we break the 20-week, guys, this is where I'm buying right here. This ring will be respected again, right here. And keep in mind, guys, I've been calling for this ring up here to be the top. And it was the top. I said as soon as we make contact with this orange ring, this is going to be the top to come down. We hit this ring literally to the dollar and started coming down. Yeah, the Dow's dropping. I told you, I said we're coming down. Expect a correction. And I think that would have already happened back here. This was back in March. Had they not released a stimulus package on March 11th, I think we would have had our crash back here. They released a stimulus package. I said that was a possibility. We'd push up if we did. And I said if we did, we'd get topped out of this ring. But guys, I mean, people on Robinhood, short squeeze, guys, that's what happened. People were getting overly bullish. I said we probably top out at this line and then come down. That's what's happening. I can tell you this, if it's just a small correction, no big deal. But if this leads to a larger correction, it's going to affect cryptocurrency. Because last time the markets corrected, Bitcoin got hit twice as hard. So I would say be short. If you're long, again, I would be playing the bounces. I would not be, I'm not bullish on Bitcoin going up. We're at least coming down, in my opinion, to test the 20-week moving average or the 21-week, whichever one. If that breaks, again, I'm buying at this red ring, and if this red ring does not hold, I have support levels below. But I'm going to buy here, write it up, have my stop loss set. But if we break that, this is where I'm buying. I just showed you why this red ring is so important. And this is the peak of the bull run chart. Notice this ring is still being respected as support right here. Right here, 55,125. And it is very possible. I mean, this is pushing up. We'll have to see what happens, but I do think we're headed down to test that 20-week. Yeah, if you want to get access to the charts, guys, if you want to have access to these charts, I have the price labels on them. You know, I'm not giving this stuff away for free. I put a lot of work into these charts, and I keep you updated hourly on Twitter. I'm always keeping you updated. Say, pay attention to this chart. This is where you want to potentially short or take your profit. Watch this chart for the next support level. If you want access to that, sign up to the charts. It's $39 a month. I don't think that's asking too much to get access to these charts. But I'm not giving away that stuff for free. Not to mention, you know, a lot of people watch these videos, so I'm not giving all this away out just to the public. If you want to get access to it, sign up. Again, here's the link. And go back and watch the last live stream. Look where I said to short. Look where I said your support and resistance levels are, guys. That's why people sign up. I don't just say, hey, we might drop. I showed you if we drop, this is where we drop to. And this played out exactly. Not only for Bitcoin, but for Ethereum, Binance Coin, and for Dogecoin. So again, if you do want to sign up, here's the link. If you do want lifetime, which includes, so how it is for $39 a month, you get access to Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metals, Discord, and Twitter. Stocks is $59 a month. That's separate. Tutorials is $149 if you want access to tutorials. If you want access to everything, or for lifetime, it's $299. Can you also tell me why there's such a huge gap in the Dow chart? I can't tell you that. Someone else might know that. But it does happen. There's gaps all over all of these charts. The Nasdaq, the S&P, there's gaps all over the place. I know when Bitcoin trades over the weekend and has big moves during the week, that's where you see the gap. Or you'll see the gap because it was trading when the market was closed. So yeah, after hours trading, I guess. Because it dropped so much while the markets were closed, when it opened below that point. So that makes sense. Guys, this was just to go over what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a lot more downside for the markets. Yeah, I think I'm very fair with my prices. For lifetime, never have to pay again. And if you do a lifetime, you can pay with crypto as well. But again, I think we do have a lot more downside. But I'm trying to tell you, if you have access to my stocks page, load up the Dow Jones original chart. Once you cross this fib channel line, and go back and watch previous videos. I go, not the live streams, watch my videos. I go into detail. When this fib channel line gets crossed, guys, that's when it's game over. That is when the house of cards just collapses and this damn thing just crashes. This could be support. If that is the case, you probably want to be long on Bitcoin if this holds. And this goes with all markets, not just the Dow. The Dow is what I use as an indicator to know that markets were going to come down. It worked the first time when I called the crash on the Dow Jones. The second time it didn't work so well because we got a stimulus package. This time I said, look, and I bet you as things start coming down and we get close to the apex right here, maybe they'll be in talks of doing a stimulus package around this point. If it passes, maybe we push up. If it doesn't, we're coming down. But remember, Bitcoin is correlated with the U.S. markets. If the U.S. markets are up, Bitcoin is going to continue to do well and continue up. As soon as the markets come down and have a major correction, Bitcoin is going to correct with it. Along the VIX? Probably so, guys. I assume the VIX is probably spiking like crazy for the S&P, and I have that chart as well on my website. That would be under stocks. The DXY is under stocks. I have S&P. I have PayPal, Tesla, Nvidia, BioNTech. I gave you the perfect long for BioNTech. I said as soon as you hit the ring, buy. We hit that ring, shot straight up. But guys, I'm not going to let the stream run that long. I just wanted to keep you updated. I expect much more downside for the Dow Jones. Yesterday I was a little bit worried, but it did play out. I'm in profit now, and I'm expecting more downside. So just know that your current resistance right now is around 56,291. If you get above that, hold above this 21 exponential daily moving average, expect some more upside. As long as we're below this, I think we're coming down much lower. I think we're just consolidating to potentially drop to your next support. And guys, that's what these charts are for. Just like I showed you in the previous live stream, this was your support level below. This is your next support level. Same with all these charts, guys. If we break this support, the 55,072, this is your support. This is where you long to potentially ride it up. Maybe it comes down and we consolidate right here. Push back up, find resistance. That's what these charts are, guys. They're just a roadmap for price. Yeah, I saw the comments. I got a lot of mean, rude comments in my last live stream and videos. Well, that's fine. People eventually listen. I'm not right about all my calls, but I do give you targets to the dollar, guys. If you swing trade these charts, you should be making a killing right now. Who knows how far Doge can come down? I've got targets, it's a point that you could potentially long, but there's no guarantee. There's never a guarantee. When I sold right here, when I made that video and I said, guys, this looks like a point to potentially, this would be a point to short. I didn't know it wouldn't break, but I know that it tested it here, got rejected, got rejected, got rejected, got rejected, what, almost 2 days in a row. So it made sense if you come up to get rejected. So it pushes up, I take my profit. Where do you buy? Right down here when you hit this line. There's no guarantee it'll hold, but it did. We pushed up. It wasn't that much. It was only 3%. But had you had this chart up, you could have caught one hell of a bounce right here. We hit this to the tick, pushed up a total of almost 6%. Now that's a pretty good jump. If you're trading one Bitcoin like I do, just buying spot. And you got $50,000 and you put into it, it goes up 5%. You just made what, $500? If it breaks, your support levels are here. If this support level on the A1 chart breaks, your next support level's here. If that breaks, guys, I have support levels all the way down. All of these are your support levels. Everyone will be respected on the way down and the way up. Everything is already charted. Again, as I said before, if we stay above, if we hold support, this is the 21-week moving average. If we stay above this, if you go back and look at the history of Bitcoin, as long as we're above the 20-week moving average, we are in a bull run. As soon as the 20-week becomes resistance, you're in a bear market. It is that simple. And what I'm saying is, a lot of people are just looking at the Bitcoin charts and not taking into account everything else. That's why I look at the markets on top of Bitcoin, because the markets affect Bitcoin. If the markets come down, yeah, the bull run's put on hold, guys. The markets correcting would be enough to put Bitcoin underneath the 20-week moving average as resistance, which would be bearish, means we're entering a bear market. Now, if this is a small correction and the markets start pushing back up, Bitcoin will push up as well. We could just come down and test the 20-week, hold support, and come up and push up from there. Hey, we continue on. We're going much higher. But just remember that. Hold support above the 21-week. Stay bullish for more upside. As soon as that 20-week becomes resistance, then guys, we're back in a bear market and we have some lower targets. And my first target, again, is this red ring right down here. But again, the Dow Jones, where are we at right now with the Dow? Oh my God. The Dow is down 558 points. Title, the video I put out before, I said possible stock market correction on Monday. And then my stream on Monday was today could be the day that the market's correct. Look at the Dow Jones down almost 600 points. So be cautious, guys. You watch these channels of these moon boys saying, hey, we're going to 100,000. We're going to 150,000. They're making money off of ads. They're making money off of trying to get on Bybit, telling you to long when it could potentially crash. Just be careful. Just hear both sides, all right? Yeah, I'm bearish. I have a bearish bias. But listen to both sides. Listen to the moon boys. Listen to people that have a bearish bias. Look at both sides. It's true. Some of them are just moon boys. Doesn't matter. Bitcoin crashes and they say, well, this is bullish for Bitcoin. Maybe. But I say swing trade it. Find the tops. Take your profit. Find the bottoms. Buy in at the bottom. Trade it. There's a lot of trades to be made on the way up and the way down. Doesn't matter if you're in a bear market or a bull market. I make more money in a bear market because I know where to catch the bounces. If it's dropping, I know where to buy and ride it up. Even when it's pushing up, I know where to sell, take my profit, buy it back, and then ride it up more. If you go back watch the previous live stream, we did cover other coins. We covered Neo, XLM, Chainlink, some other coins. ETH is going up. How does that work with the Dow Jones? Guys, keep in mind, everything will eventually, if the markets are correcting, notice that Bitcoin cannot get above right here. Bitcoin has not got above this right now. This resistance right here, the 21 exponential daily moving average. This is our resistance. With the markets coming down this much, yes, I expect much more downside for Bitcoin. Give it time. See what happens. Keep in mind, Binance, Bybit, they make billions liquidating longs and shorts. So even if the markets are coming down, everybody's shorting. You know what? They have enough money to put into Bitcoin to push it up to liquidate those shorts, to do a short squeeze, get people a little bullish, and then it comes down. That's how they make their money. They control the markets. Again, it's manipulated. Whether you want to believe it or not, the markets are manipulated. But ultimately, I think we're headed down. You might see a little spike, people get all bullish, oh, it's pushing up, and then down it comes. But all I can tell you guys, as long as the markets are coming down, and this isn't something that's just a fluke. I mean, I told you to pay attention to that orange ring, and look, the Dow's already down, what, almost 600 points? That's a pretty big damn move, guys. And yesterday I gave you exactly where to, if you wanted to catch a bounce, we hit it. Let me get rid of my my squigglies here. Again, I told you if we came down, I said once you break it, this is your support. That held. You could have played this repeatedly. But guys, I will keep you updated on Twitter and in Discord. I just want to do a really quick video about this and just say, look, if the markets are down, be careful being bullish on Bitcoin. You can't play you can trade the support and resistance levels, but as far as more upside, I don't think that's going to happen until we at least test the 20-week. The 20-week breaks. This is where we're going to be testing, as far as I'm concerned. If you do want to access these charts, guys, here's the website again. If you do want to sign up, if you're interested in lifetime, just contact me through the contact page, guys. And don't send more than one email. I promise you, I will get to all the emails. All right. So if I haven't got back to you yet, it's just because I'm doing other things or responding to other emails. Just send one. Thank you. But guys, again, I'll see you on Twitter, see you in Discord, and till the next video. Trade safe, trade smart, and Wow, look at the Dow Jones. Absolutely crazy. All right, guys, I'm out.